Is this a beautiful new menu update?
Princess the Bear, today we're at Disney's Riviera Resort because it's time to return to the rooftop.
We're going to Topolino.
Yes, it's been just over a year and it's your number one choice of foodie for entertainment. We're back to try out this menu, so you don't have to. So remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Let's go hang out by the riverside.
It's time to foodie and chill. What are you doing? Our friend the pointy antler bread has gotten smaller, but we still get the Jean Reno olive oil, so I'm going to go ahead and dip that in here. A little baby dip, and cheers. It's a really tough chew, but it's very tasty, so I enjoy it. I would say it still gives me 4 out of 5 breads.
A bread so pointy, it will be used in the next revolution. That revolution, the rebuke against Disney prices. In other words, it's a little sharp. But we like it sharp. Just watch how you stick this thing in your mouth, because it will definitely cut you. I have done it, so I am speaking from a deep level of experience. Given the level of foodies we have become to start of this channel, I'm kind of surprised that we haven't got onto like the aged international olive oil game, but honestly, I think we drink enough wine. I don't need to get into the expensive bottles of olive oil, though. However tempting it is, because the character of the olive oil here is special, all on its own. You need nothing else. The peppery flavor, everything else, the quality of the bread, baked in-house. It's the reason why this makes one of our favorite breads on property consistently. I would give this 4 out of 5 claws.
This beautiful dish replaces our beloved eggplant. Eggplant was from the old Narcoossee's. This was the ratatouille fritters that I absolutely loved. Now we have like basically a combination of some tempura vegetables that also have like tempura style papadou peppers, which is really interesting. You have all these beautiful things, and then there's a sauce underneath here. I don't know if you can see that. Beautiful sauce. So I'm going to get that. And then this white balsamic gel that should be really delicious. I absolutely love the way that these vegetables are tempura'd. I don't know if tempura is the correct word. Forgive me, I forgot what it said on the menu, but you will have read that, so you can just flame me in the comments. I don't typically like papadou peppers like this, but somehow them being like fried make them a little bit tastier. And then there's some big portions in here. There's some big pieces of asparagus and stuff, huge pieces of broccoli. I have not gotten to that yet. I see some mushroom I'm probably going to sacrifice to Bear. So lots of little surprises in there. I do really love that white balsamic gel. It's beautiful. It's very sweet, and the sauce underneath it gives you like the savory. So you have just a beautiful combination of flavors. It just gives you a perfectly balanced dish. I love this dish. I thought I was going to miss the ratatouille fritters, but I don't think I'm going to now. I would give these a 4.5 out of 5 vegetables. I don't think vegetables could taste better.
We love a plate of beautifully displayed veggies, and this sort of like whimsical display of vegetables is very on brand for things we've seen from Topolino's, both for breakfast and dinner, every single time that we've come here. It's a lot of the reason why we keep coming back. But the things like the balsamic white gel, things we've never seen keep popping up here, and it's just, it gives a delight. These like little pompadour peppers actually remind me of Dharma Fine Vittles, a local vegan restaurant that used to be here in Orlando before it closed, because they served like all of their vegan mac and cheese with those, and we devoured that by the absolute truckload. So I'm going to take a little bit of everything here. Get a little sauce, get a little bit of gel. Bare mouthful. The crunch, the initial crunch, could be a AMSR level, like auditory loveliness to your ear, but the bite got a nice texture to it. The flavor is great, especially when you get the sauce. The white balsamic is strong, but with just a little like dip on the vegetables, it gives it a nice flavor profile that's like very unique and unlike anything we've ever had in the past. I get that it is probably tempura, but honestly, it's cooked wonderfully. That's really all that matters. I would give this 4.75 out of 5 claws. I would take this to go, like copious amounts of it. Heirloom beets on this beautiful display from somebody's garden, the chef's garden probably, but you have a collection of the heirloom beets hidden here in the greens, and then you have a Panna Cotta goat cheese. It's an interesting like little cheese cubes and then Clementine, so bits of citrus, bits of sour cheese, and then the earthy beets amongst fields of lettuce. So you even give it a nice like a pistachio brittle. Never heard of it, but you know what? I'm excited to try it. So I'm going to crack off. I think I'm going to start on this side. A little bit of the brittle. Take a part of this beet.
Oh, that's a beet.
I'm going to take some of this Panna Cotta goat cheese, some of the brittle, and a Clementine. Whole Clementine's probably a mistake, but, you know, we commit to our mistakes here. We're going to eat this Princess and the Bear style. That is delightfully intriguing. I love goat cheese, like love. Like I will eat goat cheese by the brick. Like I ferried it across the waters from Cuba myself, as if goat cheese came from Cuba. But I love goat cheese. But adding that to beets with the clementines, always a little hesitant for me personally with citrus to anything, because I feel like it's always too much. But the citrus perfectly cuts that earthiness that you usually get from beets that I know can be like a little off-putting for people because it's like a dirt sort of flavor to it. So it mellows out the beet to get like a earthy, sweet, sort of like sour from the goat cheese, and it's almost like dessert salad, and I love it. I would give that 4 out of 5 claws. I could do with more beets in smaller like pieces. I mean, it's a salad, I'm gonna cut it myself anyway, but more goat cheese, more beets. Other than that, I loves it.
Our friend, the stuffed cabbage with Impossible. We haven't had one of those since we've been to Steakhouse at Epic Universe, so it's been a while, and I feel like I'm always comparing those two because I have no other basis of comparison for stuffed cabbage. And I got a big kid knife, so I'm going to use the big kid steak knife. I'm going to cut a piece of this cabbage, which is a little tough. It's not as like soft. Let's say. Ooh. Okay. So it's almost like a grape leaf consistency here. And then you can see the Impossible a bit. Chickpeas, and then there's a sauce here. I'm just going to wrap that up. Ooh. And then put it with this ash. I was going to drag it along the ash, but I am failing miserably, so let's just go with this huge bite. Ugh. Okay. I give up. I'm taking half the bite. Bear can take the other half. F it. The cabbage is actually seasoned, which is nice, or either it was just steamed really well and the Impossible was seasoned so well that it seeped into the cabbage. Everything together is so delicious. I will be enjoying copious amounts of it. So, like, think of it as like a dolmas, but instead of being filled with rice, it's filled with like a really herbaceous Impossible meat. And you'll be somewhere in the zone of where this is at. So take that for what you will. Maybe you don't like dolmas. Maybe you don't like the consistency of like a leafy green wrap, whether it's cabbage or grape leaves or whatever. There's an alternative dish, a pasta that you can order. They do make their pasta fresh in-house, so it's really hard to say no to their pasta. I think it's been like 2 or 3 years since I've had their pasta here, because they always are changing up the entrees in a way to where, like, I want to eat the entrees. So this is no exception. I was thinking about getting pasta today, but Bear and I have been eating pasta quite a bit since we have been home from California. So I decided to go with this, and I'm so glad that I did. I would give it a 4 out of 5 stuffed cabbages. It is much better than Das Steakhouse by leagues. Leagues.
The little baby cabbage mounds have returned. These beautiful looking cabbages on this beautifully displayed plate. It's been a little bit since we've had it, but it's still just as beautiful as it was before, with the stuffed cabbage here, the impossible meat, the little flowers on top, the roasted chickpeas, and this ash sort of like assortment here. Absolutely beautiful. There's little dots of sauce here, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Excited. Careful with how much ash you get, because if you don't like textures, it's a little bit gritty, but it adds like a deep like smokiness to the flavor, especially with the roasted chickpeas, and like augments the flavor like the impossible meat. The impossible meat is impeccably seasoned, but it's like a delightful like dish. It's really hard to compare this to anything else. We've never attempted to stuff cabbages at home, and again, the only really analog we have is Das Steakhouse, and well, that one was awful. They could learn some lessons from here. Whatever they're doing here at Topolino continues to be literally top of the building, top tier, if you will, and quite enjoyable. As far as plant-based dishes, this is still one of the most unique on property, especially with the use of alt meat. I'll give this 4.25 out of 5 plus. Duck à l'orange. I haven't had duck à l'orange since the 50th menu at California Grill, where they had duck à l'orange pizza, of which a lot of people were upset about. I don't know why, because it was one of the best things on the 50th menu, and that is a hill I will continue to die on. But I'm not dying, because that was an awesome hill. I had pizza. Y'all just complained. Either way, off my soapbox. You have these delicious looking strips of the duck in the orange sauce, and you got the puree, little fried potato here as well. This looks like delicious, like slices of pork belly almost. It looks so delicious. Like, ugh, I'm excited. À l'orange. Let's try the duck by itself first. Bit of orange sauce on it. Nice crispy skin on the duck. A little bit of salt on there. See that the brightness of the salt. The orange sauce, is a little sticky sweet, so you get like that hit of citrus, but it's a sweeter kind of sauce to go with the duck, which always pairs well with like that gamey flavor of the duck. Sweet sauces like that are always a good sell. Now, let's go on with the veggies on the plate as well, because we have to eat our veggies. Get a little duck, get a little of this parsnip puree, a little bit of the room. We're going to take a little bit of this mushroom croquette looking deal over here. And I'm going to get us a full bite. They call it duck hunt. This is one of those dishes where your taste buds are satisfied long before your stomach is. If that was the only bite of this I got, I would be good. I'd be hungry later, don't get me wrong. I'm a bear, I gotta eat. My taste buds, satisfied for the day. That's a flavor I want to hang in my mouth for the rest of the night. Got other things to eat, obviously, but that's wonderful. This is one of those dishes that I would recommend people come here for. If you like duck, à l'orange it is. 4.75 out of 5 plus.
The Brussies are not marked vegan because the harissa sauce has honey in it. However, if you order it without the sauce, voila, vegan and beautiful. Now, we have had so many different delicious Brussels sprouts here on this channel. I think Polite Pig comes to mind, Le Cellier, so many places. So it's going to be interesting to see how Topolino's measures up with its huge pieces of salt. It's not very often when we get Brussels sprouts that have salt on top of them. And the salt really brings some interesting dynamics to the flavors because you have a char, and a char is beautiful. A char has its own seasonings, but a salt is like an enhancer, right? So you have like an enhancement to your char. So it really like kicks your char up a level, but then it's also salt. So it is enhancing the flavor of salt. So then you're also getting like a flavor of salt in there that is kind of going off on its own. So you have like this char going on one lane and then the salt going on another lane. And the lanes, they're going parallel, but they may not merge properly. So like there's some disjointedness in there that I don't know. I'm on the fence about enjoying these Brussels sprouts with salt because other than that, it's equal to all of the other amazing places that we've had Brussels sprouts. Le Cellier, the Polite Pig are the two that come to mind. Oh, Toledo is also really delicious. But, yeah, the salt is just weird. And I don't think it's a bad weird. I think it's a good weird. I like it. I want to get weird with these Brussies. I would give them a 4 out of 5 Brussels sprouts. They're salty.
Roasted Brussies minus the harissa sauce with a little bit of flavor sparkles. They are big, big flakes of salt. Not like Salt Bay level super square, but like prominent. Like maybe we salt our roads if it ever snowed here kind of salt. Moved to Chicago, don't judge me. But these are some big, big pieces of Brussies. The salt is interesting. But what sticks out to me, honestly, is I feel like they could have been cooked just a tad longer. They're still a bit tough in the center. Not as like melt in your mouth as some of the other like roasted, like double roasted or like roasted and fried Brussies that we've had before, like the Celeriac, I believe, are fried. But they're still good. The salt really does like sort of like enhance the core flavor of it. And you get like a little explosion every time you run across salt crystal. It just sort of works. I can imagine in accompaniment with the harissa sauce, that sort of sweetness plus the heat, that like a honey harissa flavor would sort of balance out the like highs and lows of the salt. But either way, I still think it's a very good shareable enhancement. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 claws. I always delight when I get like a martini style glass because I got to think to myself, whose adult beverage is this? Oh wait, it's mine. I'm the adult. At least I'm supposed to be anyway. I went with their passion fruit whiskey sour. I normally get the old fashioned here because it is one of the highest quality you can get at Walt Disney World. Tasty, it's stamped with the logo of the resort. But I'm also a sucker for a good whiskey sour. And when you add the option for passion fruit, well, I'm passionate. Ooh. That takes the sweet and sour nature to a different level. I have the characteristic of the passion fruit. It's really light. It's not very syrupy. And you're still very much getting a whiskey sour. With Jameson, mind you. I would give this a 4.5 out of 5 points.
We have a beautiful Italian red here, and I'm glad to enjoy it. The wine list has gotten a lot shorter. Very delicious, very bright. It's got like this crispness to it. It's just like in the front of your face, and I enjoy that. I would give it a 4 out of 5 wines. It makes me feel really fine.
Another wonderful dinner at Topolino's.
I can't say that there's anything that we've had that has been terrible here. Appetizer, entree, dessert. Though dessert hasn't changed in a minute, and we need the dessert to change. Topolino's.
Yes, we enjoyed the like fruit of the woods, but it is time for something. It's been almost 2 years now since the desserts changed. But the menu here is still extremely fun. The view is still excellent. The service is always top tier. We know what you guys think. Do you have this on your list of things to do for your next Disney reservation? If not, or if so, let us know in the comments below. If there's anything else you can see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, well, Bear will just yeet himself into the rainy Florida evening and not, I don't know. What else would he do if he's not yeeting himself into the rain? Being dry?
Flying south for the winter. But you heard the drill.
He's not going to be dry.